where the next billionaires will be made. It's Comics and Crypto.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Comics and Crypto. Before we get started, please remember this is not financial advice, but purely for entertainment purposes only. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe, like, and hit that notification button to receive weekly updates on all of our content. Also, please keep in mind, the spec information I'm about to provide might contain potential spoilers for the MCU. You have been warned. This Thursday, October 7th at 8 a.m. PST, we are getting the first appearance statues of Ben Reilly, aka Scarlet Spider. But who is Ben Reilly, and why is this character so important? The first appearance of Clone Spider-Man took place in the 1975 comic Amazing Spider-Man 149, where a villain named the Jackal cloned Spider-Man to use him as a pawn. The Jackal hoped only to confuse Spider-Man so that he would question his identity, or perhaps give up the mantle of Spider-Man. Instead, it was the clone who realized that he was only a duplicate, and despite having all the memories of Peter Parker's life in his head, he knew they weren't his. After having a brief confrontation, Clone Spider-Man and Spider-Man eventually teamed up, where Clone Spider-Man was thought to have died in an explosion. However, Ben Reilly, aka Clone Spider-Man, returned in a new series in the early 90s, starting with Web of Spider-Man 118, where we find out that Ben survived the explosion and spent 5 years roaming the United States as a drifter, with little identity of his own, helping people however he could. He took the name Ben after his uncle Ben, and Reilly, which was Aunt May's middle name. While away, the character suffers personal losses and traumas, eventually being pulled back to New York by word of Aunt May's declining health. Upon his return, Ben and Peter eventually team up, and together the pair begin to fight crime throughout New York, with Peter still operating as Spider-Man and Ben as the Scarlet Spider. What makes this character very interesting is that there are storylines in the comics where he is involved with the multiverse. And as recently seen in the 2012 series Ultimate Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider is actually created by Dr. Octopus as a clone of Spider-Man, where Scarlet Spider reforms and becomes a hero. And guess who made an appearance in the most recent Spider-Man No Way Home trailer? That's right, Doc Ock. We believe that Marvel is being very intentional with this drop, and it's very possible that this character could be seen in the future MCU, which makes this drop incredibly undervalued. Now let's break down the digital collectibles. First we have Ben Reilly, Acrobatic Arachnid. List price is 50 gems. There's 5,384 editions. It's a first appearance, and it's an uncommon. Our estimate for the open market will have a bottom floor of around 100 to 150 gems. Next we have Ben Reilly, Beyond Spider-Man. The list price is 50 gems. There's 616 editions, it's a first appearance, and also an ultra rare. Our estimate for the open market will have a bottom floor price of around 750 gems, but it's very possible we'll see higher prices due to the scarcity of the digital collectible. The edition number, 616, we believe is a reference to Earth 616, which is the mainstream continuity of the Marvel multiverse and where most of Marvel's comics take place. This further proves our theory of the multiverse connection. In the end, this is all speculation. But given the connections that we are seeing, we're absolutely going to hold on to these collectibles for the long term. And if this character does end up in the MCU, the ceiling will be extremely high. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and also our podcast. We are currently on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon. Also, a special thanks to NineFinger for their incredible intro music. You can find them on Instagram at NineFinger999. Make sure to stop by and give them some love. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.